Hey you little cuties, Bemi here, and welcome to another speed build. This one is a little bit different. It's more of like a renovation rather than a speed build. This one is actually sort of like a challenge video that was proposed quite a while ago by XUrbanSImsX. Right after I watched that video, I did this build, and then I don't know what's wrong with me, I just forgot about it. It's just something I do. I like do a whole bunch of builds at once and then like forget I ever did them and then don't ever share them with you guys. So I can't remember quite like the exact rules or like the words that were used for the rules. I believe it was you could delete like windows and doors and things like that, but nothing like architectural. So I had to leave so like no deleting like walls and stuff, but leaving the basic shell of the house the way it is, and then deleting everything else to accumulate funds to renovate it. And so you should start with $0. I'll actually link her video in the almost in the comments below, in the description below, so you guys can see where she does the build, proposes the challenge, and all that stuff. So this was experimental for me. I would say this was actually kind of when I first started building, I think. This was like, I wasn't super like confident in styling houses, I guess. Like, I'm not really sure how to like explain it. But around this time, I was like watching a lot of people doing builds, like Della Gracie, Sim Supply, XUrbanSImsX, all of them. And I was like, man, I really want to do some builds. And I know they like mix and match a lot of wallpapers. And I don't know, I was like way out of my comfort zone on this. Like, not only was I renovating this building, but I was mixing wallpapers and doing a style that I don't even know. It's like, it's this weird contemporary, like mid-century modern something, like, I don't know. Excuse me. I think that in the end, it works out. But I feel like up until that point, it doesn't really look like it's together, and I don't know, it's not terrible. I feel like I could probably do this again and do it better, but for what it's worth, here was my first try anyway. And also, something that I don't usually do is work from the outside in. Typically I work from the inside out, and I don't know, I just was like all over the place, experimenting in so many different ways. It was just like out of control. So I don't know. I don't think it turned out like a mess or anything, but it's pretty okay. So I don't even know. So usually, at least now, when I'm doing a build, I have sort of like the person in mind, like the person who's going to live there. I sort of think about that person and how they would have their house, which, if you feel at all insecure about your building, I know I'm not the best builder that ever built buildings in the build world, but I feel like something that helps me at least is when I'm doing a build is imagining the person who lives there and what their tastes are, what their lifestyle is, where they work, what their hobbies are, like that kind of stuff. Just, I don't know, just to imagine who lives there. So like, obviously somebody who's super logical and is like a computer engineering type person, I'm not going to have like a lot of creative skills. Like, I'm not going to be putting a bunch of easels around. Like, that's just not something that I'm going to put in there, and I feel like that is something that keeps me focused anyway, because oh my gosh, I am making a mess. So I have a problem, or I feel like had a pretty big problem when I first kind of like started to try building, was getting like distracted with like a bunch of different ideas. So things would like turn out weird. Like if you look on my EA origin profile, whatever the heck it is, on the gallery, that's what it is, my gallery profile. So if you look on there, like I'm sure you'll find quite a few builds that like you'll never ever see on my channel. And that's because they weren't done well, and I didn't have like a specific like vision in mind. And don't get me wrong, like a lot of times, like I'll tell you up front, like I'll go into a build and be like, I don't know what I'm doing here, to be honest, but I at least have like a general idea. I don't hash out like all the details anyway before I do it. But there are quite a few builds that I feel like just weren't good. And there are a few that I'm not like super stoked about that I'll show you guys, just because I think they're for fun. But yeah, that's just my whole thing. And I'm realizing that I said but about 4 billion times. So anyway, I was going, like I said, like this weird contemporary modern something. So I think I leave the floors pretty light, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know, it's like so weird because it's so like 60s 70s almost, with like the colors like outside, and then inside it's just like weird. I don't know, I guess we'll see how I feel about it at the end of this. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so in this build, actually, I believe there were some items that were like from Dine Out, but at the time I didn't have Dine Out. So like I didn't get like the money for like a certain like wallpaper or something. But I don't know. I don't think that's like too super important. Also, like I think I kind of hate those cupboards. Not cupboards, what are they? Counters? Oh my god. Excuse me, that came out of nowhere. Whew, that was a good yawn though. So yeah, excuse the yawn though, because like I screwed up my sleep schedule. I don't even know how I got like in this weird sleep schedule where I was like waking up like way too late and like staying up way too late. And so I'm trying to rectify that right now by staying up and just finishing a bunch of like videos for YouTube, because this is out of control. Anyway, so the bathroom, oh my lord, I am so tired. Like I'm not like super tired, but it's like obviously my brain isn't like at full functioning capacity. So actually, excuse me while I take a drink of this coffee that I think I need. So that kitchen, I tried to keep with this sort of like the gray tones of the stone there, and then like with the browns. And I don't know, I feel like it works, like it's decent, but it's not a masterpiece by any means. And I think I fill up that wall there with mirrors. Also, why can't we like size up mirrors? That like super bums me out. Does that bum anyone else out? I don't know, like I get it, like not sizing up mirrors, but I don't know, it kind of makes me like mad, because sometimes I'm like, man, this mirror would be really great if it were bigger, but no such luck. And then in this little nook here, I didn't want to like have like a whole room for like a study. I don't feel like that was necessary, so I just put in a little bit of a desk. I don't think I even put a computer on the desk. I mean, you could have your kids, if you have kids, do their homework there or whatever. Yeah, so, and then in that wall there, I know for a fact I was like struggling so hard to find something to put there. And I was like, oh, do I put artwork here? What do I put here? Because it's just such an awkward space. And I actually changed those paintings. I really like those two paintings together, but it didn't work for this build. So here I actually just stick this bookcase there, and then I think I stick like an end table there and put like a plant on it or something. I don't know. So then I wanted to carry the colors over, so I tried to match the brown. And then I just switched over to night mode to make sure I had, like, to check the lighting, I guess, which is something that I do quite often. Is I know, like, it's like it can be very dark, excuse me, like while you're watching me build, but I'm usually just doing it to make sure that the lighting is okay. And then here in the living room area, I have this couch. God, this build was just like a bunch of experiments all mashed together, because I'm not a huge fan of that couch, but I use it a few times, I think. Not like in this build specifically, but in some other builds. Oh, and then I love potted plants. I think my favorite thing to do, which I have recently noticed that I've been doing it, is putting like huge groups of like potted plants like in a corner of a room. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it just seems kind of unrealistic when I think about it, but it does also kind of fill up a space. I don't know if I would say it fills it up nicely. I feel like that in this build is a little bit weird, but you know, what can you do? It's already been done. Whoa, what the heck was that? Okay, well, there was my desktop. That just like really took me off guard. So in this little area, I imagined that would be sort of like maybe a conversation area, or maybe you would sit and read a book there. Also, I don't know if anyone else has this problem, or if it's because I have like move objects on, or like what the deal is, but like when I try to put like roof things like on the roof, they just like go every time. I try to click, it's like into space. They just go into space. I don't even know what I was trying to say. I was doing a lot of hand gestures that I realized you couldn't see because I am just talking and there is no video. I talk with my hands a lot, so sometimes I'll do that where like my words don't quite make sense, and I apologize. Just imagine that I'm like moving my hands. I'll probably also explain to you that I'm moving my hands around. That's just who I am as a person. So anyway, that was just sort of my idea there. And then I slapped in a fireplace, put some stuff on it because, I don't know, why not? And then in here, I kind of wish I would have like put some more like colors in this build. It is kind of a little bit drab, but you know, you live and you learn. So this bathroom is basically just monochromatic. It's just black and white and gray. It's pretty okay. Like, I don't mind the stuff on the counter. Like, I think design-wise, like, it's decent, but like the colors are so, I don't know. In my life, I am trying to, not my life, but like my sim life, trying to add more like colors and make it a little more dynamic instead of like what I personally would like to live in. Like, don't get me wrong, like here I probably would not, like, it's not like I wouldn't enjoy living here, but also this isn't like my style, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, it's like, I'm such a, like, as far as colors go, I don't wear a lot of color in my wardrobe. Typically, if I'm picking out like housewares and stuff, it's like very monochromatic. I very much gravitate towards black. like I was at a thrift store quite a while ago, and I just had stopped in on a whim, and they had a living room set, so it was like 2 armchairs, a sofa, and a coffee table for like 10,000 yen, and I was like, shoot, son, that is a deal. Let me buy that up. And wouldn't you know, the chairs in the sofa were black. They have like an accent of like the arms and the legs and stuff are sort of like a darker wood, but it's very dark. And then like my desk is black, my screens, my mouse, my keyboard, everything is black. My tower though for my computer is white mostly with black accents and blue lights, which is like legit. It looks like my tower looks like Eve from WALL-E. I love it. It's great. Yeah, I feel like I kind of rambled on about my life there for a second. So anyway, that's sort of my thing, is like, as experimental as I was trying to be in this build, I totally just like almost stayed in my comfort zone. So a lot of the colors are very like muted and a little bit drab. So yeah, I don't know. And then also like trying to stay like on budget, I don't know. It was sort of the beginning of my building times, and I didn't know what I was doing. So in here, I kind of went for like, I don't know, like what I was trying to do, like an industrial something. Some weird modern industrial, I don't know, a lot of like brown and black. Funny though, I used to say with all of my heart that brown and black should never ever go together unless it was like leopard print. But as fate would have it, I think that brown and black can work together. Excuse me. Like that entire bedroom is like all brown and black. Anyway, so this room, instead of doing like a child's room, I thought of more of like maybe a teen's room. And we have, I was thinking this person is maybe more artistic. It's always easier for me to decorate if I think of someone who's like artistic in some way, because I feel like I'm a very like creative artistic person. And so when something's very like cold and calculated, it's like hard for me to imagine that because that's just not who I am. So this person I imagined was like into music, was a little bit artsy-fartsy, got posters on the walls, and we've got a desk in there, and I think I throw in a, got laundry hamper, and oh, can't forget that in there. I usually put those in bathrooms, but I thought that was a nice addition to the bedroom. Anyway, so back to the teenager's room. So I was thinking that a dresser and then a laundry hamper would work well, and then having like clothes all over, because I know that when I was a teen, which is like weird to say that like I'm an adult now because I feel like I'm a freaking child, but when I was a teenager, God, that's just, those words hurt coming out of my mouth. When I was a teenager, I definitely had clothes like all over my room. Like, I don't know what it is about teenagers, like, get it together. Like, just put your clothes, like, you can have your clothes in a pile, but if you put that pile in a basket, it's just so much better. Like, I don't know why I didn't learn that until, like, super recently. Like, not super recently, but, like, relatively recently to the rest of my life, I guess. But, like, now it, like, drives me insane. Sometimes, like, I'll do it, but if my husband or I will, like, just take off our socks somewhere and then, like, forget about them and leave them, like, later when I realize it's been done, I'm like, this is driving me nuts. I freaking hate it. Like, I'm doing a load of laundry because I noticed that there were, like, socks here, there were socks over there was, like, clothes in the bathroom, and then there was like a towel on the floor, and I just like couldn't handle it any freaking more. So I was like, you know what? Laundry time it is then. Oh my gosh, I'm like going hoarse. So I don't think I mentioned it in this video, but earlier tonight I actually went through like 6 videos and like recorded the audio for 6 videos. And I have a habit of not deleting unnecessary files on my computer. I'm like a data hoarder. And so my computer was out of disk space, and my recording for my audio stopped, and whenever that happens, it just like the file gets corrupted and then I can't use it. So there was like 2 hours of like me talking that just had to go in the trash because the file was corrupted. So I have just been talking and talking and talking, because I actually was trying to like get caught up on all of the builds that I've been talking about that I have just like hanging around, so that I can get rid of unnecessary files and just like get it out of my hair and like organize my computer, or my like, I guess computer desktop or whatever. But that's what you get for just trying to like binge record, I guess. Maybe I should just buy more memory, I don't know, whatever. But that's my life. I apologize for my hoarse freaking voice. Anyway, we are about at the screenshots, and I just wanted to say thank you guys for sitting through this, bearing with me. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've definitely gotten a lot better at my building, fortunately. But anyways, if you guys have any tips, tricks, suggestions, or comments, of course, leave them in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys. And if you have like, boom, inspiration, there's a build you want to see, don't hesitate to let me know. I would love to make some builds for you guys. And anyways, I'll let you enjoy the screenshots, and I'll see you little cuties in the next one. Bye!